Okay, let's try again. Take 2, day 11. Yeah, it's been an interesting, I'm having a lovely weekend. And I guess, as I said, I was going to be raw and real with you on this journey. And the issues that I have with really good weekends is I go into a bit of a downer straight after. And certainly that's how I felt when I woke up this morning. I'm probably a little disappointed in myself that I didn't stick to my plan of how I was going to manage a social situation and my drinking. However, it's one step back, or 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And I think the important thing when you're on this journey is not to be too hard on yourself. As I said, like this morning, I really didn't feel great. I really didn't. But what I did do is I got up and the first thing I grabbed was my gratitude diary. And having real trouble with connections here today. Don't know what's going on. Perhaps I need to just stand out here. The NBN's not fantastic in Jamestown, let me tell you. Yeah, so I really wasn't feeling great. And then I wrote down the 5 things that I was grateful for, and my mood changed. I can't say I'm feeling overly exuberant, but it did change for the better. So I guess the words of wisdom I have today is when you're feeling a bit down, just take one small step. Do one small thing to move you forward. And that one thing can actually start momentum. And then your momentum can actually take you to something you're in a bit better frame of mind. And certainly, that made me feel very grateful just for the simple things in life, like a roof over my head, good food to eat, great friends that I have. Particularly, I had to really acknowledge the friendship that I have with Brett and Christy Schultz and the fact that I could stay there and spend some quality time with them in the morning. I just started to feel really that shift in my psyche, that shift in my mood. So when you're feeling down and when you're feeling that you really don't want to do things, you're feeling a bit depressed, it's really important. Just remember, one small step can make a big difference in your day. And for me, when I kind of think back in the past, how I would have managed today, I probably would have stayed in my jammies all day. I probably wouldn't have been that productive all day. Probably would have been a bit grumpy all of the day. All of those things. But I'm feeling really good, actually, now that I've just taken that one small step this morning and done my gratitude diary. Then I read my vision. I read it out loud and I read it to myself, and that just reminded me to keep on track. And then I looked at my mission in life, what's my core purpose? Why am I here? And that reminded me of you guys. And, the fact that when you do things with integrity and authenticity, I have the, goodness me, the connection's bad today. But when you do things with truth and authenticity, when you honour yourself, when you're raw and real, you have the ability to lead, influence and help others and support others more than I could ever think possible. And I'm starting to get some really great feedback from what I'm doing with this. So, as I said, this is not everybody's weight loss journey. This is my weight loss journey. And life is pretty good today. So thank you for joining me, and I'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye.